Hi, everyone, and welcome to The Little Things, a conversation series about the small moments, gestures, and details that shape our days and leave an impression. Sometimes that's a quiet ritual, a handwritten note, a moment of connection, or a spark of creativity. This podcast is about those moments and the people who understand just how much they matter. Today on The Little Things, I'm so excited to talk with Jen Vitagliano, the co-founder of Elizabeth Street Hospitality and a restaurateur known for creating spaces where people feel welcome and cared for. Jen's work is rooted in the small, thoughtful details that turn a meal into something memorable. In our conversation, we're going to explore her family, her relationship with her twin sister, Nicole, and her approach to service and how it shapes the way she's built restaurants and how that same sense of care carries into her everyday life. Welcome, Jen.
Hi, nice to see you.
From a fellow Jen.
Yeah, hey, Jen.
All right, let's get right at it. Tell me about growing up in your family. I'm imagining like this big Sicilian family, lots of home cooked meals, everyone gathering in the kitchen, eating, cooking. Were there traditions around food that shape how you think about hospitality?
Well, hosting is deeply important to me. My family are fantastic hosts. Everyone feels so welcome the moment they step into our homes. So hopefully that's something that we've been able to replicate in our restaurants. And then with Rafts, which was kind of the first concept that my sister and I and Chef Mary and Kamari at the time created for us. I'd been developing concepts for people for a long time, but this was our baby. This was our dream. This was our idea and our design and our team and something we just felt in our souls we had to bring to life. So it's reflective of a classic menu, things that you can rely on, and then those holiday traditions that you look forward to. Specifically, for us, Christmas was always a big holiday. So we love being able to have like an Italian, not Italian American restaurant, but kind of a nod to some of our Sicilian heritage. This has always been a Sicilian bakery, this restaurant that we're in now, for 100 years. To celebrate some of our family traditions seasonally is really, really special to us.
That's incredible. I mean, I feel like every family has their traditions, holidays, and things that bring
Yeah.
them together at the table. So,
It's at the table. It's like it's centered around days of prep and then hosting people and entertaining people, which is something that I love to do. And then like the post-mort, like the debriefing and kind of reflecting back on an evening well spent is kind of my favorite part of hosting and any holiday, which is something we make a point to do. It's more constructive in my life as a restaurateur. But it's still I think important to reflect back, even if it's kind of in like a fun, gossipy way on, on the evening and some of the conversations that were shared or, drinks that were spilled, things like that.
so much goes on around the table, which is
Yeah.
like the best. Does your family divide and conquer the cooking responsibilities, or is this like your mom, the matriarch, your mom, your grandmother,
Yeah.
the lead, and everyone?
My immediate family doesn't bake. My mom and I kind of like to, have a glass of wine and like ramble on and just kind of cook whatever we want as we go. So baking is more of a science. Obviously, it's not really how we cook, so that's always outsourced. I'm curating the wine. My dad is a really good prep cook, but mom and I are like pretty bossy about who is allowed in the kitchen. Like if you're not helping or not like super useful, we don't want you in the kitchen. I mean, on the other side of the counter.
Right,
Um,
exactly. Get,
Hanging
there's a
out in the kitchen is fine, but don't come on my side of the kitchen if you're not a skilled cook.
Absolutely. I have
Yeah,
there's a sacred space between my island and the stove. Like,
that's right.
don't that's my alley when I'm in that, like,
Yeah,
I'm
like, why
not
are you back here?
exactly, get out of my even my dogs, I'm like,
Yeah, right.
don't get out of there.
Even like Rafi, she knows now when she comes in the kitchen, she's corner, behind, like she knows how to communicate so that you're not bumping into each other, or like, knocking into a child with a hot pan or something. She knows how to communicate in the kitchen, which is really cute and a source of pride for us.
It's an orchestrated event and everyone knows their space.
It is. Everything's well considered. I don't know if it was always like that. I think growing up, holidays were bigger. Something my grandparents and my mother were always like, the more the merrier. They just wanted to cook for anyone who needed a meal, anyone who needed a family for the holidays. So I think that's, very much in our bones, and the reason why we've been able to take care of people in the way that we do, and build a community around these restaurants and these kind of other spaces.
I love that. That's kind of how my house is. I grew up more traditional, like, it was just our immediate family and my cousins.
Yeah,
Really, my grandparents weren't into extras, like, that was sort of a
right.
no-no. And I'm like, the more the merrier, my kids have friends, even for Thanksgiving, we take everyone, like, who doesn't have
Sweet.
who wants to come over, we're in. And
Yeah.
if you could bake or cook, I would
It's a
actually love.
wonderful example. I mean, it's like it's very wholehearted to just welcome anyone into your space. I'm not quite like that in my personal spaces, but I have these, third spaces where we make our friends and welcome people into.
I mean, really. It's special, and I hope that my kids take that into their lives too, because it sort of makes everything a little more interesting, for
Sure.
us. We're a smaller family, so it's fun when you can have as many people around the table as possible.
I'm sure they will. That's fun.
Yeah, well, I hope so. You never know. They may come to me forever, and then, they gotta do it my way.
Good. At least they'll learn something.
That's right. You and Nicole are twin sisters and business partners. I have
Correct.
girl twins, so I know all
Oh, that's
about that
great.
loving. Yeah,
We're a good
loving.
example of twins who
Yeah,
love each other and support each other.
you are. I think it's fantastic. I know all about that fiery, loving relationship and that
Mm,
bond because I've watched them grow and they love, they hate, they everything is with passion.
mhm.
Um, how is your relationship with your sister and your twin
Yeah.
shaped how you guys collaborate?
I have to give her credit. She has always pushed me since we were little. But more recently in our professional career, I'm kind of like the slower, more pragmatic one. And she's the one always pushing us to sprint and take advantage of the momentum. She pushed me to do a food truck during the pandemic, which ultimately probably saved our musket room business, as well as rafts and the 22. And now, new things beyond that, but we complement each other in that way because I would take my time, um, and really, I've done a lot in my career, but I would say having her push me forward and having that duality has really accelerated our success in the last 5 or 6 years. So I have to give her credit where it's due there,
She'll
which will be
appreciate.
a rare acknowledgement that she'll be very happy to hear.
It's documented that you just said you just
She thinks I take credit for everything.
you gave her a heartfelt compliment right here. She'll listen
Yeah, I think
and
she
take
will.
care. I love it.
Mm,
Uh, well, it's great that you were able to lean on each other, and I think you have that trusted bond, so she is able to push you, and you know that, like, you have each other and your vision's the same, even if the kind of initial methodology is different.
right.
You meet each other where you are and go from there, which is
Yeah, there's an infinite trust and a shared goal. So I think that that's really hard to find. It's a unique dynamic, and I don't know if it could be replicated. We built other relationships with our chef Mary. It's taught me to work with people who you love and trust, and then that's a good thing. And that you don't have to work with people who don't bring out the best side of you. It's a challenge. We share a lot. We try to have a personal relationship and, be nice to each other around our family and stuff like that. But like it's hard when you have so much that you share together, to also have that family time together and enjoy each other in a social and a personal and a familial way. But we've figured it out. We've always been together. We were born together, so we're uniquely suited, I think, to be business partners.
that really is special and an interesting. I mean, the being a twin is unique, and then working together is even, you share your entire life, which is
Yeah.
fantastic, and you're a testament to that it can work and it does work, and I love that.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we went down different paths for a long time. And we both had kind of non-traditional career paths. So coming together in like a creative and a business way and just merging those two things when there is that much trust and that much, shared vision just made a lot of sense. And it was really easy for us to pick up a natural rhythm of working together. Whereas, we always say when we're hiring someone, like you never know them until you're in the weeds with them. And we've been through everything together. So we knew that we could support each other in that way.
I love that. Is there a sister
I'll
moment
I'll,
that
I'll tell your girls.
yeah. Oh, well,
We
mine
we
are
could
boy
talk
girl.
to them. Oh, they're boy, girl.
Boy girl. Boy girl. Yes. So it's a little different. I think
Yeah,
a little bit
could be.
different than same-sex twins, but, they've also shared their whole life and their friends and their friend group and their trials and tribulations and their sports, and so
Hmm.
it's like they're just like you. Your whole world is centered around each other, right? It's not like
Yeah,
a lot of kids or a lot of children or, even people, everyone's like very internal. And I think when you're a twin, you're always thinking about someone else. You're
yeah,
always considering someone else,
that's true. That's true.
which is a
And some,
great trait and great thing about that special relationship,
yeah,
which
makes you a good partner.
it does. And it's really fun to watch. I was an only
Hmm.
child and I have 3 kids, but it's fun to watch their bond specifically because it's unique. And you have that with your sister. Like,
Yeah, it's. I think it's entertaining to watch. We bounce off of each other, and just bicker constantly.
because I mean, any sibling relationship wouldn't be authentic if you didn't. Right. And everyone else around you is probably like, there they go. That's them. That's
Yeah,
them.
I think some people are like, whatever, and then it could be, a lot, I'm sure, for other people.
They get on board because there is this rhythm to the
It's fine.
communication. I
We're not for
know.
everyone.
Well, that's okay. No, neither am I, for sure. But there's this cool rhythm to the communication, and I'm sure everyone just settles in, and they're like, "Oh, that's them. That's
Yeah.
cool
Yeah.
for sure." Well, everyone knows you as a successful Michelin star restaurateur.
Yes.
I'd love to know about that didn't go as planned.
Um, okay. I mean, so much. Like, we go into when you're owning, independent restaurants, you just have to rely on so many people to do your job and to do your job well. Like, if I'm doing my job well, that means everyone else is doing what they need to be doing. So it is daunting sometimes to rely on so many people, to get the job done. Like, there are harder jobs, but this has to be like one of the most complicated productions. It's like you're producing something every single day. Um, so there's lots of days where we have incredible highs and incredible lows at the same time. Like, we could be celebrating a really big moment, and then some really expensive piece of equipment will break, or there'll be a fire, or someone doesn't show up to work, and we're back on the floor, working that service, or filling in for that person, or just plugging the gap wherever it is. I've worked as the general manager of my restaurants several times. Um, Out of necessity. And I'm a very intuitive person, and I think the biggest mistakes I've made are letting things go on for too long, or holding on to things for too long when you know that they're not right. So learning to be a leader, like growing as into an operator, I learned that if something's not working, you have to cut it out immediately, or it ruins your culture. Like, our restaurants are all about culture. People come to work for us because of who we are and our values, and the kind of restaurant environments that we create. So if someone's not quite right, if you get a feeling that someone's throwing off the culture, you just need to cut it out, or it'll spread and ruin what you've built. And that sometimes means it's more work for me and my team. But we have to be true, and we have to show people that we're true to what we say we are. And that means not putting up with a lot of things that, in the past might have been okay, or are okay at other restaurants. Like, if you're cuss someone out, you drink on the job, you are consistently late, you're not there for your team, you're rude to a guest, you approach me in a way that doesn't feel respectful, like you're gone. There's no excusing that behavior, because then that shows everyone else that that behavior is excusable. And gossip spreads like wildfire around here. Everyone knows what's going on, with everyone. So constantly try to refocus our restaurants on the positive environments that we set out to create, and make sure that everyone knows that we're not going to put up with that stuff. But sometimes that means me running payroll, or chef working a station, or us hosting at the front door. So that's hard because there's kind of we we're the first line of defense in our independent restaurants. Um, so yeah, it's really challenging. It's still challenging 20 years into my career because it ends with me. So that's I think that's a challenge of being an entrepreneur, but specifically, obviously, an independent operator.
I mean, it's no secret the restaurant business is so hard. And so there
Yeah.
it's your baby. So you are gonna jump in exactly where you need to when you need
Yeah.
to the show has to go on. So you're doing all the right things, hopping in
Uh-huh.
and leading by example because just because someone's in a certain role obviously doesn't mean that that's the only thing. You're a part of
Right.
this family that you've created. You and Nicole have created this restaurant family. You know, in order to be successful, everybody has to participate and be flexible and
Right.
uh, you're doing all the right things, which is a
Thanks.
testament to your success
Mhm.
and really I think the most the most authentic and kind of warm spaces are ones that really are an extension of of you and you're living your values and your work ethic and your commitment out in your restaurants and you're showing your people and you're including them in everything which is what a great place to work in the restaurant business. I mean, that's a gift to the
I
people
hope
that
so.
work for you, work
Yeah.
with you, your vendors, and you know it
Mhm.
comes out. It all the vibe and the feel of the restaurant definitely the restaurants, the spaces, the guests can feel that,
Thank you.
right?
Yes.
For sure.
I think so. I think so. Being back in our independent restaurants has refocused us on what we do and the kind of renewed our our vision in a way because it is hard to maintain that level of authenticity when you're scaling. We just opened a massive restaurant. We were on that project for 2 years, and it was like I think it did still. I joked like about the intimacy of it or the lack of intimacy because it was so big and what we do are traditionally smaller restaurants, but I think you did still feel our touch, our feminine touch, our care. The team carried on that level of care. So I think, you know, working with people I love keeps me grounded, but watching people enjoy what we've created is what keeps us going. That's really important to take that time, as tired as maybe, to like spend the time in the restaurants, like actually watching the thing happen. Um, I think it's so little of what I get to do now because I'm growing our business and I'm dealing with finance and all of these things. But there's nothing can replace the feeling of watching someone enjoy your restaurant, like for the first time, especially. Kind of have the bug to open another one. Um, because that is just the best. You're like, "Is this gonna work? Is this just like a little glimmer in my eye? Is this just my dream, or is like, are people gonna like this?" So I trust my taste implicitly, but I don't know that what I like is what everyone likes. So, but
I
so
think
far
you're on
so good.
good. I think you're
Good.
on good. And
Yeah.
all that time behind the desk when you're doing the mundane stuff, right?
Mhm.
The stuff no one wants to do, the finances, the ordering, the all the things, right? Going into the restaurant has to make that worth it, just like you said. Like,
It
okay.
does. Yeah, being here in our restaurants again, feels really good because we went and scaled our business and worked on a much bigger project for the past 2 years, and that was really successful, and I learned a lot about that, about how I could scale my business. Maybe in a way where I'm not fully operating everything. Maybe people come to us well, people do come to us now for our design, for our menu creation, for our placemaking, kind of vibe creation and helping to build a point of view and an authentic community of people who enjoy what we're creating. So it's allowing us by being who we authentically are and just kind of plugging away at this for so long, until we did exactly what we wanted to do here with rafts. It has rewarded us in that we're able to grow our business without growing our corporate structure in a way where I just have to keep opening restaurants, more and more and more and more restaurants to support that corporate structure. We're able to do it with a really lean team and keep our vision really focused by only working with people who come to us for our vision. That makes sense.
Totally. I mean, your spaces are warm. They're the right balance of chic and comfortable. Your
Mhm.
art, your style, your dishes, the glasses, they all
Thank
put
you.
together. I mean, it's very it's right, and they make a
Mhm.
huge impact. Those are little things to some people, but I think it really it's an over it it's an immersive experience.
Mhm.
How do you determine what sets the tone for these spaces and who makes the selections? How does it come together? All the things. The spaces are fantastic.
Thank you so much. Basket Room is our baby. We created that almost 13 years ago, or I did, but it was for someone else. It was for another chef. It was his vision. It was originally his restaurant. It obviously became my restaurant. It kind of always was in a way, but it wasn't my vision. I was just developer, operator. I was doing the business thing. I wasn't like the leader. I wasn't the visionary. But it was created as a blank canvas for food that has a real point of view, and it still is. To this day, we've added touches to it. We've made it our own, but it's really about the storytelling and the team, and it always has been. And so now we have a new team that we're shining a spotlight on, and they're telling their stories on the plate. So it kind of remains a backdrop for that. Rafts, we wanted to honor the history of the space, the heritage of the space being this bakery. So we knew that as soon as you walked in the door, we wanted you to look right into that oven that's been there for 100 years. So that was the focal point. And then it was a big open space with a ton of light that we were going to have to close up to make it practical and add all of the things in the walls and the boring services that we needed to add. So we found a way to keep the light in by bringing in the mural of the sky. And we wanted it to look like it has always been here. So we were inspired by a lot of old world cafes. And then we have a design team, post company, um, that we love working with. Rafts was the first project we worked on together in branding and design. We worked on the One Cafe's All Free with them. We're in the middle of another project with them. They really know us and are able to hold our hand and execute our vision, and we're able to push them to make it exactly what we want in a way that like feels really collaborative and productive. And we really enjoy the whole design process, and it feels like us. It feels like a collaboration, and they're just bringing our vision to life, which is important. That they're, I know that they impart their own taste and their own, design philosophies and their systems on the space, but it feels like us. And now we have those design touch points that we bring with us to all of our projects, and hopefully you can see those. You'll start to recognize those elements, so they'll all kind of be in the same story, or telling a bigger story. Certainly in the branding and what's next, it's kind of a love letter to rafts. I think it's like a grown up rafts as we grow. Um, I think that story will continue because this is our baby, and now we have other ideas.
It's nice to keep working with the same design firm because they know what you have in your heart and
Yeah.
what your vision is and what your values are and how you want to see that come to life. Um,
Yes, they know we like to create a vibe, and we like to create an energy, and then we like to have more intimate moments. They know we don't like color. Like, they know the materials that we do like and we don't like, and we're able to kind of apply that rather than starting from. I don't know, it's like I built my project team really young in my career, so it just makes sense to me if you like working with someone to keep working with them and keep nurturing that relationship.
you're also a loyal person, right? So it fits.
Extremely. Yeah.
Very loyal too. I mean, I just don't even like the idea of hopping around and starting over. It's like
Yeah.
you've got your team, you have your people, it's
I'm loyal to
synergy.
my people.
Yeah, I'm very loyal to my people. Like you do it, that's
Mhm.
what it is. Like you're a team, you're doing it together. It's happening.
Yes.
That's
Love
awesome. And
post company.
when is this top secret new venture
I don't
open?
know. I would tell you if I did, I really don't.
That's the $1,000,000 question, right? You're like, I'd
Yeah.
like to know too.
Just so many things happening in the world, you don't know. Also, my sister's team sprint and I'm team let's take our time. So we'll see who wins.
You're gonna meet in the middle and it's gonna happen when it happens.
But we're building something. We're building a lot. We're growing our rafts brand. We just reintroduced Musket Room. It's our third and final chapter of that story. The first 6 years were very successful, very early success. We were the youngest team and the youngest restaurant at the time to get a Michelin star after being open for 3 months. And that was kind of the defining accolade for us for a long time. Then the second chapter, I built with Mary and Kamari and my sister, and we built our team and we built Rafts together. And it was an amazing, powerful story. We came out of the pandemic just such a stronger restaurant. And now we have Chef Onika Brown and Chef Noah Ponjuan, but they're both from the South, and they're telling their story on the plate. And there's a lot of other young cooks in the kitchen who are putting dishes up, and it's always been that kind of place that celebrates young talent. And we like to share our spotlight with those people who want to tell their story of their family and their heritage. So that's something we're really proud of. And then growing the Rafts brand, telling the Rafts story, creating some products around our lifestyle, and creating something new, creating another space, maybe one more thing in New York. Yeah. Breaking
Oh,
news.
you've got a lot going on. You've got it all
Mm.
going on, and you're like very poised and calm. You're not
I am. I'm nearly unflappable. If you've seen me lose it, it's a real treat.
or seeing you lose it, and it must take a lot, right?
I've heard it's hot.
When it happens, yeah, when it happens, is that the deal?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
mistaking.
Right.
You know what?
Very
I think
correct.
I'm laid back until I'm not too,
I'm
and then
very chill. Yeah. Everyone's been telling me I look tired or like sleepy or hungover. My sister's like, it's because you're chill. People aren't used to seeing you chill. Because business kind of ebbs and flows. Sometimes you're crazy trying to make something happen. And sometimes we find ourselves with moments of bandwidth where we're just kind of dreaming up the next thing and working on the next thing. So I think that I'm more at peace at the moment than I have been in a while, even though I have so much going on.
it's because you're a pro. You know what you want. You've created your team. You've built it. You're building it.
I've been
You're
doing
just
this
continuing
forever.
to tell your story, right?
Thank
You're
you. Yeah.
continuing to tell your story. You're
Yeah.
evolving,
Easy. Yeah.
which feels like just you're putting it out there, putting it into the universe. Some of these wonderful venues are intentionally limiting phone use. Is that
Yes.
still a thing?
Um, I think that the design of our spaces inform how people use them, especially rafts. It's tight in here. There's no room for laptops. If you used your flash, you would be disturbing at least 3 tables. So it's just that kind of place. It's become a place where you see people reading books and reading the newspaper and talking to the person next to them rather than like being on a Zoom or anything like that. And then there's logistics. Like we don't have outlets, we don't have Wi-Fi. It's not a place where you sit and work all day. Um, but it is a place where you could sit all day. We have guests who this was my dream is that I see people for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like we have guests who fairly often will come for breakfast and dinner. It happened yesterday. Someone was here right at 9 a.m. when we opened, and he was like, "I'll see you for dinner tonight." And I was like, "It's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I wanted." Like his wife was like sitting at a table like across the room. Like we're like, we have different reservations, but like that happens all the time where like people want to be in the same room but not at the same table. And because we're so small and we've created this community of people and this like system of who gets a table, which is basically just show up and be a nice person and make friends with my team. Um, we get to curate the room still, and we get to take care of people in a way that's more personalized because we know them, we know who they are, we know what they're into. We might introduce them to someone across the room that is in the same business as them, or we've introduced people to their future spouses. Like there's a lot of love and personal attention that goes into getting to know your regulars, and that's like what I get such a kick out of. I love it.
I mean, you've created like the best case scenario. It's like your family room, your people, your friends with your customers. This
Yeah.
is synergy, and I wish I could come to Ralph's tonight, but I'm in Florida. So,
You must come next time. I haven't seen you here in
well, I will get
a
there.
while.
I know. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I think though, isn't it refreshing to see people reading a paper, reading a book, not
Yeah.
on a laptop, not continually texting or trying to Zoom or just being present and because I mean, obviously we live in this nutty world where it's 24/7 of some kind of distraction.
Right.
doesn't it feel good to have created a space where people just want to be and live in the moment?
It does. Yeah. I mean, I love coming here on Saturday mornings, and there's like two Saturday regulars that sit next to each other at the bar, and they wouldn't have known each other if they weren't both coming here, every Saturday morning. So making things happen like that, like making New York happen in that little way is like, that's the dream. That I didn't even know was my dream. I just knew that I liked hospitality and hosting and bringing people together and dinner parties, and that's so little of what we get to do, which is why it's so important to observe those moments and watch people enjoying their space. Even now, I'm downstairs under our dining room in our private dining room. We spend a lot of time down here, and it's dark, and I could smell the bread baking, and it's a different vibe. But you go upstairs, and it's like just totally it's just totally different. There's the daylight is pouring in, and it's cold, the AC is on, and people are sitting there having wine, like enjoying their life and like having lunch and meeting people. And it gives me a little burst of energy. And I come back and I get back on my laptop and I get back into it. But it's a constant reminder of like what we're doing. It's just right above me.
I hope you're so proud of this. I really
Yeah.
do, because it's like you've created this space. You've merged all your favorite things and you've
Hmm.
created space to enable people to connect and be present. And,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah,
gift.
I mean, this started at Musket Room. We have so many Musket Room couples. We've been invited to people's weddings. We've introduced them to their spouses. Like I said, we've hosted countless engagement parties and friends' weddings and baby showers, and they come back every year on their anniversary. It makes me want to cry. It's like so sweet.
Live full time in St. Louis, and we go to the same restaurant every year on our anniversary. We went there
That's
on
so
our
romantic. I don't know why people want to go to new restaurants.
we sit in the same at the same table. We go every year. It's so funny. And we go throughout the year to this restaurant, but
Yeah,
it's like our special thing. They know it's our anniversary. It's our little
get
thing. And
better.
they're very sweet.
I love that.
It's memories. It's like your little it's almost like our little family spot. We think it's our table. We
Yeah, it is. If they this is so sweet. That's what you want them to recognize. They know every year when you come on that date that it's your anniversary and that you want to sit at that table, and they're able to pay attention and take care of you in that way. Is like exactly what we try to teach in our restaurants.
Now, I don't think, from hearing everything I've heard about how you view your restaurants, I don't really think the word service is
Mm,
necessary. Your service is above and beyond, because it's not just service, it's culture.
yeah.
It's like the special sauce that makes
Hmm.
wraps what it is, and mustard. It's the special sauce. But are there things that your team does that kind of goes above and beyond, that they've sort of absorbed from you and
Hmm.
Nicole, created on their own, just as a strike off of who you guys
Yeah.
people?
Yeah, I mean, they're really sweet. They'll come up to us when we're here during the day or at night or whenever it is and hand us a little note that says, we call it a chit. It's like, this is the name on the reservation. This is what we kind of know about this, or that this is how many times they've been here. And they're constantly coming up to us and be like, hey, we think you'd like to meet this person. We think this person would really like to meet you. This person's a writer, or this person said they came here because they watched the show or they read the article. And then there's like, we call it PPX. It's like our VIP, and it'll be like PPX of Carlos or PPX of Jenny, which means that my team has made a connection with this person and determined that they are VIP because they come here and they take care of the team and they are excited about what we're doing and they just act nicely. They're nice to people, and that's how you kind of become a PPX um, in our restaurant. So it's really special to me that we've enabled people to tell us who our VIPs are, because it's not, it's a small restaurant. Not everyone can get in all the time. The best way of becoming PPX is to show up and make yourself a regular and make a connection with the team. But yeah, there's little moments of hospitality as well that I think that they've learned from us or just from being professionals. They've seen me. I've driven guests home. Like I've hand delivered a roast chicken, which was probably me flirting. When I think about it, we had a pillow made for a guest who had like a bad back but loved to sit in like this corner table. Um, we curated the wine for someone's wedding. Um, we famously only stock Diet Coke, so we'll go next door to the dive bar to Tom and Jerry's and like borrow ingredients for Shirley Temple, or like if someone wants a regular Coca-Cola or something like that. Um, yeah, we love doing that. It's so fun. It's like just makes a difference. At Musket Room, like a lucky guest the other night went home with some of our sourdough starter because she was really interested in baking, and they asked me like, "Hey, I happen to be there, and they're like, can we do this?" And I was like, "Of course, yeah, it's so sweet." So yeah, there's just little moments all the time. I think we take every opportunity to learn something about someone and provide that personalized level of service, because it makes us feel good. It's kind of hard what we do. It's not always easy.
The restaurant business, I mean, I was never even a waitress. Like, I can't imagine the level of stress and the
Mm,
intensity. I mean, you're creating magical moments for your guests all the time, and
thank you.
it's like a natural extension of who you are, right?
Hope so. Yeah. Yeah, and we'll hear about it if it's not, if someone's not being kind to our guests or having a little bit of tude. Like our guests and our friends and our regulars just know so much. Like we talk about our vision so much, and they know our expectations. So we have eyes and ears. Like we'll hear about it if it's not doesn't meet our expectation,
What
which is
happens when a
crazy.
guest misbehaves or treats one of your staff members
Guest.
disrespectfully? That's a
When I used to work in the restaurant, specifically during the pandemic, I loved kicking people out of the restaurant. Like if they were being rude, if they didn't want to wear their mask or like whatever, like I love that. I've come down off my power trip a little bit. I don't get involved in guest relations, but probably shouldn't tell you this. We famously have a DNB list at Rafts, do not book. So if you come and you act like an asshole, you're not coming back. And like we're pretty cutthroat about it. Like every other day, early days, every other day, someone would piss us off enough to get an 86 or a DMB.
You know what? My hair guy has the same thing. And I think it really started during COVID when he was like, "Look, I'm doing everything I can to keep my business open. I'm servicing the way I can do it now." And he has
Right.
an incredible level of service and very high
Mm.
standards. And he said, there are people who come in here who refuse to wear a mask or are very hateful about certain things. He's like, "That's it. I'm done."
Yeah, it's a mutual
All
respect at the end of the day. Like I have to show up for my team and tell them that like they care, because at the end of the day there's probably restaurants where they could make more money or bigger groups they could go to. Like there's such a competitive landscape in New York that we've really been able to attract and retain talent based on the environments that we create. So just like I said with my team, I can't excuse bad behavior for our guests. And I've had to talk to some people I know and be like, you did this and this made my team uncomfortable, which is a terrible conversation to have, because if you do want them to come back and you just want them to know that that's not acceptable, like no, it's sort of uncomfortable, but it has to be said. I've been in this business a long time, and employing young people and employing young women, like I have to um, stand up for my team and let them know what to expect and set the bar for that.
think it's really refreshing to hold everyone to the high standard that you do. And,
Try.
we're all human. I think I'm very polite, but I'm sure over the course of time I've had a moment myself. And I would not be offended if someone was trying to keep me in check, right?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm in a hurry. I don't know. If there's a moment when when I wasn't my best, even as a customer, like I might for a second
Yeah.
be like, but then, it's
Right.
true.
We're not like policing people. It's just if it gets to me, it's probably something that shouldn't happen in our restaurant. They're not like telling on every little thing. We have
No, no, no.
discretion about what goes down here, but like if it gets to me, it means that um someone was truly naughty.
It has to be a big thing to wanna have that conversation because I'm sure it's not comfortable for you at all,
No.
but
No, I haven't had it in a while, so everyone just better behave, because I don't need to
everyone's
have I don't need to have any more of those conversations.
bring your good energy only into rafts, please.
Mhm, mhm. Or you won't get in.
That's right. Mm, yeah, yeah, you're
Like,
off.
if you
You're off
like
the list.
coming to rafts, you better be nice.
You're booted from the island.
That's it.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I mean, I like it. We all need to be our best selves. We all need to be kind and patient because everyone's going through something, and
I hope
You're not
so. Yeah, it is like I want people to know that it's not always easy for the team to put aside everything that's going on in the world or like going on in their life and put on a smile and serve people. So I hope people feel like a sense of respite when they come in here, but also understand how much goes into like creating these special places for them.
well, I'm sure you make it look effortless. I know you make it look effortless.
Thank you.
And
I don't do it alone.
my only, like, vision of a restaurant is
Hmm.
Emily in Paris or Gordon Ramsay's, like, chaos kitchen, so
Yeah.
you're
It's a
very
combination of that romance and the chaos in the kitchen. It's all true.
you go through it all from day to night. You're living like, woohoo, lots of
Yeah,
spectrum.
totally. Highs and lows in the same day.
And I know you are a balanced person, a very sound check emotional person because sometimes those experiences are draining. I think I would be
Mhm.
tired by noon. I'd be emotionally
Yeah, it's very hard to, interact with as many people as we do in one day, and still be like a highly sociable person.
and go out and have your personal life, right? There
Yes.
is
Well,
life out.
having fun helps. Going out and having fun helps for sure. Like
I
getting
would
out of our spaces. I always tell my friends, like, you could come here, but you could also get me off campus. Like getting me off campus and getting my full attention is I think the ultimate get for a friend because if you come here, I'm probably going to be kind of eyes everywhere and getting up every 5 seconds.
Naturally. I can't
Yeah,
imagine any other way. I'd be like, you're orchestrating
right,
this whole thing. Basically, it's like in your house. It's your
right.
house. It's where you live.
But
And
conversely, if you know if you like want to see me, you know where to find me. Just like walk up and down Elizabeth Street. I'm at one of them.
I love it. Well, that's
Mm,
easy for your friends. They know where to find
yeah.
you. No ignoring here.
Hmm.
All right. Outside of that work that's
Yes.
24/7, what are the
Mm,
little things that bring you joy or calm you in your day to day or that you find fulfilling outside of work?
yeah. Um, I actually love to cook. I mean, it does go back. It is outside of work, but I it goes back to taking care of people and hosting and entertaining, which is so little of it's what got me into hospitality, but it's also so little of what I get to do. It also keeps me really focused and keeps me off my phone. Anything that can keep me off my phone. I used to love to box, and I loved having my hands bound because when I'm working out, I get the best ideas. It's like working out in the shower, but you can't write them down or put a note in your phone. So anything that like requires my full attention, swimming, just like if you get me outside of the city, I'm like fun and chill. But I am, I know you think I'm really chill, but I'm pretty tightly wound. Like when it comes to, you know, these things, and especially just living within my restaurants. So yeah, just getting my mind to focus on something else is really important to me, whatever that is, as long as it requires my full attention.
I think there's something so therapeutic about swimming. I was a
I love
swimmer.
swimming. I can swim forever.
I
My
can
friends
swim
make
for
fun of me. They're like, "You're a dolphin." Like a child, they have to like pull me out when my hands start to prune.
Do you lap swim? Is that
I
your thing?
prefer
Just
to dive into the ocean, but there is a body of water I will swim in. I'm not like a big lake person. I didn't grow up swimming in lakes, but I love swimming in the ocean. I love swimming in pools.
I love swim I think the water and the just even swimming in a pool, the lane line, like if you're swimming laps,
Yeah.
the lane line is so therapeutic for me. Like
Hmm.
I swear, I tell my
Yeah.
kids, you can find your best ideas and get so
Hmm.
focused if you're just looking at that black lane line, back and forth swimming.
Totally.
It's
It is very
all
therapeutic. And I grew up in New York, so I'm like, I feel like it's a cellular memory. Like the fact that I'm drawn to the sea, it feels like it's my Sicilian heritage. I feel closer to my ancestors in a way where I'm like, I must have like grown up by the sea in a previous life, or my Sicilian heritage, like my family's pulling me towards the sea because otherwise, like, why? I don't know. It's just my happy place in a way that doesn't, maybe because it's also so far outside of my day to day, my environment here in New York.
right. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Leo.
That's not a water sign.
We are fire signs. My sister and I are Leo Geminis, which makes a lot of sense. And we're all Leos, like my dog, my Raffi, like I have a lot of friends that are Leos, like we attract each other for some reason.
Hmm, I never knew
Fiery.
that. I'm
Mhm.
not super into the zodiac signs, but my daughter is, so she's always talking about it with me. I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm learning this, I'm learning that." I'm a
I have a
Cancer.
wonderful astrology. Oh, so you're right before us. I have a wonderful astrologer, Ramona, who's like really helped me um, kind of make sense of a lot of stuff that's going on in my life and coming into my power and being a leader and understanding leaving things behind and why that's important.
Chat with Ramona.
You do. You should talk to her. You'd love her.
I'm at a new
I'm going to
phase in my
connect you.
life. I'm an empty nester. I'm starting this podcast. I'm living my life like in a new from a new
Yes.
lens. Still very connected to my brood, but I need Ramona.
Ramona. Yeah, I'll
I need
connect
her
you. You
more.
guys would love each other. Actually, she's from St. Louis.
Get out of town. Does she live in St. Louis?
Yeah. No, she doesn't. She's just moved from Hawaii to LA.
Ah,
But we met when she was living in New York and we were just kids running around town being crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
somehow, some
Your next
way,
guest.
yeah. Somehow, some way, like all roads lead through St. Louis, which is crazy.
I've never
It's
been. I'll come visit you sometime.
never been. Well, come visit me. More fun. It's more fun in
I
Florida.
do want to like go to places in the US that I've never visited. Like I've never been to the Northwest. I've never been really anywhere in the Midwest except for Chicago.
Well,
Um,
come to St. Louis. We have some amazing restaurants, some really unique spaces. I don't know that we're necessarily known to be a restaurant city, but we've got some really
it's fine.
special
That's almost
spaces.
better. Gives you
Love
more freedom, less
those with you.
pressure. Yeah, I'd love to. I'll bring a Rona.
My family table at the Crossing.
Is that your special restaurant? I
That's
would
our
love.
that's our anniversary restaurant, our, family milestone restaurant. So
Cool.
I'll invite you there and we'll hit some of the fun spots.
I would love that. I'll make sure next time Madeline or Ramona are coming to visit you or coming to St. Louis that I jump on that trip.
Let's do it.
Be cool to see somewhere that I've never been
Yeah.
in America.
Exactly. You've lived on the coast. You need to come in and come to the
Mm.
middle, see what's going on. And I always feel like Chicago's in the Midwest, but it doesn't count because it's a big city.
Yeah, I've just been to like hotels and stuff.
Yeah. There's more. There's more to offer in the
Hmm.
Midwest. I'll
I
show it to you.
know, I know. It's actually on the list.
All right. We'll make it happen. If you could host anyone for dinner, past, present, even currently in your life that you'd like to sit down with and dive deeper, who would
Yeah.
that be? Why? And what meal would you serve?
Um, I've I've thought about this a lot. And I would go back in time and show my grandparents what I do now. Um, yeah, none of them got to experience it, so I think we'd start with drinks and snacks in the Musket Room Garden, and taste as much of that menu as possible, and introducing them to as many of our young cooks as possible who are telling their stories on that menu. And then we'd walk just up the road to Raf's for a bowl of spaghetti bottarga. And I think that they would get a real kick out of the room. And, my sister and I jumping up every 5 minutes to say hi to everyone and make sure that they're all good and just to, feel the organized chaos of the room and how fun it could get when we're kind of operating at full capacity. I think they'd That's my sister yelling in the background.
Well,
Yeah, I think they'd get a real kick out of that. So I'd love to show them both of our properties.
well, I feel the pride that they would have getting to see what you guys have built because
Yeah, they
they
would be
were
so proud.
they would be so proud, and
Yeah,
they contributed in so many ways to the family and the memories and the passion behind what you do and your values, which are
absolutely.
living proof right there. The spaces you created and the family that you created for your guests.
Yeah,
It's really
I'm
special.
gonna cry.
Sweet.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that would be the most rewarding thing for me to see. I feel it. I feel it in my parents. Obviously, they're super proud of us, and they just can't believe how much we're up to and how much we're taking on and how many people we know and all of these things that we're doing. And they love being here in the restaurants and meeting so many people and having people tell them how wonderful we are and all of the things. So
Oh
yeah, I
my
think
God.
that's the
Sure.
best part.
They're bursting with pride. And, I happen to know that your mom loves the fact that you guys met Tinks.
Oh my God, that was so funny. She was listening to Radio Andy. I was like, "Congratulations, Tinks, my mom knows who you are. You're mainstream now, babe."
You've hit it. You've hit all the demographics.
Yeah, they're so funny. Yeah, there's endless stories. Al Roker and Ariana Huffington are like regulars and become like big supporters of ours, which my mom thinks is really cool. And I'll text her whenever we meet someone from our childhood that like she loves that. She loves when we reconnect with people. She just loves hearing all of the stories. She's definitely like living vicariously through us. But to be here and to experience the restaurants with us when she gets to, and my father, they're so proud and they love to help out in any way that they can. Um, yeah, they just love being here. So I would love for my grandparents to experience that. But it's all derivative of everything we've learned and everything we've experienced and you know in our family and growing up. So it's very deeply personal to us.
And it's a testament to your parents for giving you that foundation and showing you what's important. And it's, I love this story.
Thank you so much. I'm glad we had this chat. I didn't know what we were going to talk about, but this was easily done. Notoriously a little press shy, as we, you know, my sister and I have been building. Not that this is press, kind of camera shy, I should say. As my sister and I have been building our chefs' careers for all of this time, it's a new moment for us to step into our role as restaurateurs and you know business owners and entrepreneurs trying to do more stuff like this. Obviously, my publicist and my friends are like pushing me in front of the camera. So this was an easy one. It was a pleasure talking with you.
It was a pleasure talking to you, of course. Before we go, I want to do a little bit of Q&A, rapid fire,
Okay.
to put your little self on the spot. What's your go-to easy meal?
A bolognese bianco, like a white
It's
bolognese.
very hard for me.
Really? Oh, I have like a very, once you do it once or twice, you can just modify it. Like sometimes I use dehydrated mushrooms. If I don't have that, I won't. Sometimes I use pancetta. I use whatever meat I have. You just need mirepoix, some sort of meat, cream if you want, cream not if you don't want. Like you could make a broth if you don't have a stock or a bouillon. Usually, I feel like cooking's all about confidence, like the confidence to wing it. So
Okay.
that's my go-to meal. That's also my marry me meal, if that was a question.
That's see, I don't have confidence in the kitchen. When I take my show on the road,
Yeah,
can I come to your kitchen and we can you can teach me something?
sure,
Teach me how to
sure.
make something easy that will impress my husband of 26 years.
God,
If I'm having
absolutely.
that again, oh god, all right. I'm like, "Yeah, it's delicious, isn't it?" If I surprise him with a new treat on the plate, he'll flip.
Yeah, the confidence to wing it. I think that's like what cooking's all about. Because I don't want to be like reading a recipe. I want to be drinking a glass of wine and kind of just rambling
I do.
on.
I don't have that confidence,
Yeah, we'll
but
work on
you're
it.
gonna teach me. You're gonna teach me. Heels or sneakers?
Heels. I'm like
Dip.
low key a little short.
I'm short and I like
I want to feel tall. I don't know why. It's my like it's like a power thing.
gives you confidence. I think you put
It
them
does.
on and
Yeah. A very good friend of mine yesterday was like, I'd never seen you in flats. I was like, what a weird comment, Frankie.
you're not going to. Hello. City or beach?
Beach.
I'm at the beach right now, and it's pretty hard to
You
leave.
are? Oh, you're in
Mhm.
Florida.
I'm in Florida, yeah.
Nice. I see the
And I'm
coral
going
now.
tonight. That's the big space shuttle launch, and
Wow.
we're in Vero Beach, and it's like an hour-ish from Cape Canaveral, so we'll be able to see it on our beach. I'm gonna go out and
That's so
watch
cool.
have
I
a
wasn't
glass of
aware.
wine.
I'll like watch your story or something.
Yeah, have a glass of oh
So
god,
weird the
see,
news.
I'm bad at stories, so I'm gonna have to do a story.
Perfect. Perfect. Send me a video. We're on text now.
That's right. The last thing you Googled.
I think my friend's husband
There's more to that story.
or someone I had a crush on.
That's cute.
Mm, yeah, I think so. I think. Actually, one of the last thing I Googled was a competitor of ours to see what they're up to, what they're selling. They have a wonderful e-shop. E-shop? E-commerce?
Hmm,
Yeah,
oh, well, gotta know your competition, that's for sure.
absolutely.
Makes you better.
Yes.
This was the best. You're
Oh,
darling.
thank you.
Love
Thank you so
everything you're
much.
I love everything you're doing. I love the passion you put behind all of your endeavors, and I can't wait to be at Rafts and you walk in and you're like, "Ah, what are you doing here?" I'll surprise you.
Perfect. I'll be here. I think
You
I'll
will.
know when you're coming.
I'll make sure. Oh, yeah. You probably will.
Mhm. There's only a few ways in, and they're all through friends or us, so
I'm not gonna be able to sneak up on you.
no. Just show up, which is totally great. But if you wanna see me, you should probably make arrangements.
I'll call your people.
Okay, perfect.
You can follow Fabulous Spaces on Instagram at Rafts New York and at Musket Room. Thanks, babe. This
Thank
was
you.
fun.
Talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Talk to you later.
Bye.
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 Thank you for joining me on The Little Things. I hope today's conversation inspires you to notice your little things. Life is full of them, and sometimes they're the ones that make the biggest difference.